I'm not getting out. I got 90 days. So it's the
What's the status of your plea by mail?
They keep denying my plea by mail. I don't know why. I don't know. All I know is I keep getting warrants. I keep getting KPSs. I don't know. I tried this back. I did my 9 months in 2024.
Okay. Well, sir, let the jail know. Your May 30th court date for Judge Bryant, so they can zoom you into the court. Okay.
Say me, let them know, or
I mean, at all parties.
Like, can y'all
Deputy,
put in paperwork?
Hold on. Deputy, can you make sure May 30th he can zoom in to Judge Bryant's courtroom?
I've got that, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, have a good day, Mr. Harden.
All right.
Is that the pretrial date, May 30th, 5:30?
Yes.
Your Honor? Judge
Yes.
Bryant. Thank you.
Yes. All right, gentlemen at CJC that just logged in, what is your name?
Jawan White.
Jawan White?
Yes, sir.
We're ready to proceed on Mr. White, Your Honor.
All right. Any walk-ins ready? What's your clients?
Yes. Mr. Wheeler and Ms. Moore, Your Honor.
And counsel, what's your client's name?
Rosita Syfax.
Okay, I'll be with you one moment. Let me take care of Mr. Jawan White, who's on the screen. And can you give your card to one of the clerks so you have your contact information? Oh, did you give it up here yet? Okay, all right. All right, Mr. White.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jawan White, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, state your name for the record, please.
Jawan White.
All right, this is case number 250-576-0701. Peace and Michigan versus Jawan White. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Again, good morning, Steve Benson.
Good morning, Christina Harris, P52857, on behalf of Jawan White, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint, and Mr. White understands his statutory and constitutional rights.
The court will enter on our guilty plea on behalf of Mr. White. Bond recommendation, Mr. Vincent.
Magistrate, this is a reissue. This defendant was previously arraigned April 1st. He was given a $300,000 cash of surety bond on April 3rd.
And why was it dismissed? Was it dismissed at exam?
Yeah, it was just dismissed 2 days ago because the complaining witness failed to appear. It all happened within a 4.5 week segment. At redetermination, the Honorable Chief Judge McConico ended up keeping the $300,000 cash of surety. You can see the allegations; they're very serious.
Yeah.
We're just going to be asking for you to reinstate the $300,000 cash of surety. And just let this thing move forward.
Okay. Response?
In response, Your Honor, just one moment, please. These are allegations. Mr. White has a situation of where he was charged. He went to preliminary exam, or either preliminary exam, complaining witness did not appear. And so he is being brought back in this matter. He has not fled or run. He understands the importance of coming to every court date. He takes this matter seriously, and we understand the charges are serious. But because of the fact that it was dismissed and brought back, we're going to ask for a personal bond because he's not going anywhere. So thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay, court haven't heard argument as to bond. These are very, very serious allegations. I am going to give him a cash bond. I'm not going to reinstate the original bond. I'm going to give him $150,000 cash surety. We was able to post bond, GPS tether, house arrest. No contact with Jasmine Hatcher. You know, possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. Bond redetermination will be May 19th. 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge McConicle. Probable cause May 25th. Preliminary examination May 30th. Both in front of Judge Marlena Taylor. Is there anything else either counsel wants to put on the record?
No, thank you.
Just to clarify, PCC 525, preliminary exam 530, Judge Taylor.
No, PCC is 523.
Thank you.
And probable cause would be 530.
Yes, that's why I asked. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right, give me one moment. Oh, why me, Lord? Why me?
Why not, magistrate? I'm super happy you're here today. I mean,
And for the record, I find Mr. White a danger to the community. All right, Ms. Syfax, step up, stand up, be accounted for. All right, state your name for the record, ma'am. This is calling case number 250-450-1301. People State of Michigan versus Rosita Syfax. Appearances, please, starting with the people.
Thank you, magistrate. Again, good morning. Steve Benson, P71917.
Counsel?
Please sign the report, James King, behalf of Ms. Sykes, P number 85229.
85229. What's your last name?
King.
King, okay. Welcome, counsel. Counsel, you waive from a reading stand mute?
We do, Your Honor. You can enter, please, not guilty.
Okay, court will enter not guilty plea on behalf of your client. Bond recommendation from the people?
Thank you, magistrate. It appears as though this defendant's taken it seriously. She's walked herself in. She's with counsel, retained counsel. You can see it's being charged as a misdemeanor. I don't want to take light of that, but at this time, we're not going to be objecting to a personal. We would be asking for a condition of no contact through the pendency of the case.
Okay, counsel, I just got a question, just forgive me. Questions of clarification. All right, did your client and the complaining witness, I see they have a child in common, is that correct?
That is correct.
And how many children?
One,
Is there a custody order in place with respect to the child?
there is,
And what does the order say with respect to visitation?
with regards to visitations, I'm not sure if it's been altered since the pendency of this case, but before that, it was the two had contact at the police station to do exchange. She is she has full custody, but they share the custody of the child in that sense.
Okay. I am gonna give her a personal bond. I'm not gonna give her a GPS tether. I'm just concerned with any visitation rights and whatever the court order said with respect to that. So the court order allows them to exchange the child at a police station?
Correct, and it's communicated through an app.
I'm sorry?
Communicate through an app.
Oh, one of those, yes.
Yeah, and they exchange for visitation at
We exchanged at some police department
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Wixom Police Department
and then the 7th
and
precinct.
the 7th precinct.
Okay,
And he counted.
And he has no contact order as of this moment because he has a case pending from which she's the complainant in that case.
He was actually found guilty.
oh. That's why you pay him to talk, okay?
I apologize.
Okay, all right, no, apologize to him. I'm good. Okay, I am going to give you a $1,000 personal bond. No GPS tether. The only additional requirement we're going to have is while this case is pending, ma'am, you're not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. No contact outside of any other court order. Is that clear? Okay. Your pretrial court date will be May 29th in person in front of Judge Austin Garrett. He's on the 4th floor of this building. He requires his pretrial to be in person. Counsel, do you have any questions regarding the bond and or court dates? Okay.
What time is that? I'm sorry, what time is it?
That'll be at 9 a.m. And one final question, were your client and the complaining witness ever married?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. All right, just have a seat, wait for your paperwork. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mhm. All right, who's the next walk-in that's ready? Wow, I get to see you in living flesh. Is that Miss?
Excuse my.
No. Is that Miss Rushing back there doing hard work?
Wow, long time.
Good morning, Judge.
Okay. Morning.
Working hard.
You're back there working hard. Okay,
Yes,
you
Judge.
said Wheeler and Byers?
More.
Or Wheeler and Moore? Okay, who's closest to you? Wheeler or Moore? What is your name, sir?
David Wheeler.
Good morning, sir. How are you? All right. Thanks for walking in today. I felt like I had a walkathon with all the walk-ins that nobody told me about, but good morning. All right, state your name for the record, sir.
David Bryant Wheeler.
All right, this is calling case number 2504465. And Wheeler, appearances, please, starting with the people.
Thank you, Magistrate. 71916.
Good morning, for the record, Christine Harris, P52. On behalf of David Brian Miller, who stands mute, waits upon the reading of the complaint, to be advised of and understands the statutory and constitutional rights.
All right. Mr. Wheeler, I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. What is the bond, what is the bond recommendation from the people?
Magistrate, here we're not going to be objecting to a personal. We would be asking for a condition of no alcohol through the pendency of the case. I think you can see the incident date versus when the warrant was entered. I have about 16 months in between. I do have a prior, but it was deferred under HIDA, so I won't even mention it. He did blow a .169, which was relatively high, but seeing as though there's nothing since this incident and the defendants walked in, not going to be objecting to a personal.
Ms. Harris, any
No
response?
objection to a personal bond and no objection to no use of alcohol during dependency of this.
Does he have to drive during work?
He does have a valid driver's license.
Okay. All right. This appears to be your first offense. It looks like, are you a CPL holder as well?
Yes.
Okay, well, all that, the consequences of that is going to take care of itself regardless of what happens here. I am going to give you a $2,000 personal bond while his case is pending, sir. No use of alcohol, no drinking, no driving without a valid license, if you have one. Okay.
They took
Wait,
my,
wait.
Okay. Now you have a 625G license, is that correct? And it looks like you've had it for well over a year. Is that correct? Is that a yes? I don't do, well, that is kind of like your temporary license until this case is adjudicated. And so my understanding, and if you need any further clarification, contact the Secretary of State. But I know typically the drunk driving offenses, they seize your license, your 65G license. And if you have any further questions regarding that, you have to contact the Secretary of State in terms of, I don't know how long they last or whatever, but I know they typically do give you one while the case is pending. This has been pending for quite a while. So the reason why I know that because I prosecuted so many of these in my prior life. So pretrial in this case will be May 29th in front of Judge Bryant. Ms. Harris, Mr. Wheeler, do you have any questions regarding your bond and or court date, sir?
No.
Okay, have a seat, wait for your paperwork, please.
Magistrate, can I just ask you one thing regarding Mr. Wheeler's case? He was charged with that additional CCW under the influence. Are we saying that if he does have a valid CPL, that he can still have firearms through the pendency of the case?
That's going to be handled. Let me just put it this way. It's been my experience with handling OWIs with this matter that is CPL is kind of like automatically suspended.
Okay, so
That's my understanding. And that's why I didn't address it because I think it's automatically suspended.
All right.
Much analogous to like his driver's license situation.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right. More. Good morning.
good morning.
How are you?
I could be better.
You look so young.
I'm only 20 years old, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. But I was talking to the lady. You look like you look like you should be in school. Where?
Well, go ahead and.
Okay.
On the bond.
All right. You stated your name for the record, right? All right. This is case number 250-449-0701. Houston and Michigan versus Mike Moore. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Steve Benson for the people.
Good morning, Christina Harris, on behalf of Mike Moore, who stands to my right. Ms. Moore stands mute, waits the formal reading of the complaint, and Ms. Moore has been advised of and understands her statutory and constitutional rights.
All right, the court ordered not guilty plea on your behalf, Ms. Moore. Now, where are you in school? I'm sorry, I can barely hear you, man.
I'm in nursing school. I go to Epcot Institute in Southfield.
In Southfield? Okay, go ahead, Ms. Harris.
Okay. The bond argument from counsel first?
No, did you wait for my reading?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. The court ordered not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Moore. Bond argument for the people.
Magistrate, here this situation is just a little bit different than the previous defendant in the sense that this took place within the last 6 months. In addition, we have that high blood alcohol content charge here. Respectfully, we're not going to be asking for a personal. I don't believe Ms. Moore has any prior alcohol related convictions. We are going to suggest an alcohol tether, but we're going to leave it up to you just based on the blood alcohol content at the time of this incident.
Ms. Harris?
Your Honor, Ms. Moore understands the importance of coming to court. She understands that this was serious and she surrendered herself to the court this morning by walking in. She is in school, nursing school now. She lives with her mother. She has contacts to the area. She's attempting to advance herself. And we're asking for a personal bond. We're stating that this was an aberration to her usual conduct and behavior. We're asking for a personal bond and no tether for the reason that she is in nursing school and does work at a nursing home. We don't want her employment or her education impacted by this situation. This situation.
Okay.
And these are allegations here. So.
I've got a couple of follow-up questions.
Sure.
Was she driving her vehicle or her parents' vehicle? Which one?
Parent.
Parents' vehicle. How far along are you in nursing school?
I just passed my first year.
The first semester? And where'd you go to high school?
Shop, high school,
Robichaud. Okay. You know what the legal drinking age in Michigan is? Tell me. Okay. And without really going into the facts of the report, there seems to be the allegation that there's a lot of alcohol bottles in your vehicle. And this was your parents' vehicle. So there may be an explanation for that. There may be your parents' alcohol in there. So I don't know how it got in there or whatever, but I don't see somebody your age and how young you look being able to go into a liquor store buying it. And that's good genes or whatever. So I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt in this matter. It seems like your first time offense. You walked in, you're taking care of this matter. You're in school. I'm gonna applaud you for that. You look like you're an A student. Are you? A and B? Okay, I didn't want to hear any C's. Okay, so you look like you're on the right path. This appears, if these allegations are in fact true, appears to be an aberration. And I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, ma'am. A personal bond, a $2,000 personal bond. I don't see a need for an alcohol tether at this point. You seem like a responsible adult going to school, coming in here. I'm not going to give an alcohol tether. Just requirement of no alcohol. And like I said, you're not really supposed to buy alcohol. Anyway, now with respect to you still live at your parents' house, and I'm assuming they're of legal age to have alcohol. And I'm not going to get into whether alcohol is in the house or not, but you're a young adult. I expect you to use good judgment. Okay? All right. And no alcohol. I assume she still has a valid license? Okay. So there'll be I'll allow you to continue to drive. I assume you drive back and forth to school. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. And how soon before you graduate from nursing school?
I graduated February 2026.
I'm sorry?
I graduated February 2026.
Okay, what type of nurse do you want to be?
I can decide.
If you were to guess, what do you think?
Emergency room.
It's a lot of stress. And I will tell you this though, and I'll speak from experience, attorneys, medical doctors, people in the medical profession have very, 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 very high stress levels. And unfortunately, some in those professions drink a lot and or use drugs to handle the stress. Hopefully, this is not an early indication of how you handle stress and you can work those things out. But be aware, you're in a stressful, you're preparing to be in a stressful work environment, and you got to learn early on how to deal with that stress, because lives will be potentially in your hand. Literally, life and death being an emergency room nurse. Okay. All right, Ms. Moore, do you have any questions regarding your bond and or court dates? The court date will be May 29th in front of Judge Jones. Have a seat, wait for your paperwork.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, sir, the jail, what is your name?
Hello, my name is Dakota Bennett.
What's your name?
Dakota Bennett.
Dakota Bennett. Okay.
Ready on Dakota Bennett.
Oh, now you're gonna leave me. Just when I get used to your presence. All right, Mr. Bennett, you have some traffic matters which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for arrest were issued. Court's going to set aside these arrest warrants through your personal bond in these misdemeanor matters, it carries a maximum penalty of up to 90 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you. You have right to the attorney. You can afford an attorney one way report on your behalf. A ticket is P1405590. No insurance misdemeanor. The pretrial court date will be May 30th in front of Judge Tanisha Yancey. Now to your main matter, Mr. Bennett. This is case number 2505.
Can I interrupt? Did you say I was getting it personal on the traffic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. The court date on the traffic will be May 30th in front of Judge Yancey. Now to your main matter. This is case number 250-575-8101. Houston, Michigan versus Dakota Bennett.
Thank you, Stephen.
Hold on one moment. I forgot some more tickets he had. My apologies. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Your appearance, Mr.
Okay, thank you. Steve Benson, P71917.
Christina Harris, on behalf of Dakota Bennett, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint, and Mr. Bennett has been advised of and understands the statutory and constitutional rights.
Okay, the court ordered a not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Bennett. Bond recommendation from the people.
Magistrate, we're asking 20,000 cash or surety. We're asking for tether house arrest. This is just, it's crazy behavior. We have a defendant who is on probation, just got put on probation for fleeing and eluding for an R&O as well as a CCW. And then we have allegations of him jumping in a vehicle to run down somebody after he had gotten into a fight with, only to injure that person intentionally, causing that individual to have to go to the hospital, finding out that that individual has already gone through 2 different surgical interventions on his leg. Because of the fact that he's on probation, he wasn't supposed to be driving, now using a vehicle as a weapon. On top of the fact, magistrate, the APA here, they didn't want to undercharge, as you can see early on. That's why it's the FA. They plan on increasing this to assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder at examination. We're asking for that higher cash with the tether as well as house arrest.
Response?
Yes, Mr. Bennett, just one moment, please. I'll make my argument and then you can speak. Okay. Mr. Bennett understands the severity of these charges. These are allegations herein. Mr. Bennett is working on getting his GED. He does have a pending case. However, it's a probation violation. That is why he's in the Wayne County Jail. He understands and does not have a history of not coming to court. He will not have any contact with the complaining witnesses during the pendency of this matter or the location of the alleged incident on Greenfield and Tireman. And for that reason, we're asking for a personal bond, Your Honor.
Ms. Harris, is he employed?
Mr. Bennett is disabled. He was hit by a car in November.
Oh, that's
How long will he remain in the jail?
About 25 more days.
He said about 25 more days is what he said.
And then I'm being sent into a inpatient Salvation Army for my probation violation. And that's going to complete about half of my remaining time of my probation. I'm going to be in a program for 6 months.
Okay. I'm going to give you a personal bond, sir, with the following conditions. A $50,000 personal bond. You're not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons, no driving whatsoever, no contact with air and lies. I'm gonna fit you with a GPS tether. 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew. Probable cause will be May 23rd, preliminary examination May 30th in front of Judge Taylor. Mr. Bennett, do you have any questions regarding your bond and or court dates?
No, not that I can think of. All I can ask
Okay.
is before I leave this courtroom, can I have a breakout room with my attorney or whoever so I can get some numbers written down? So
Yes,
I
you can. We'll do that in one moment. I
Okay.
did neglect to arraign you on some more traffic matters, and I'll get to that in one moment.
Okay.
Okay, but Mr. Bennett, you will be given paperwork with your court hearing dates of May
Oh.
23rd and May 30th.
Okay.
Okay.
Ms. Harris, you still need a breakout room?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Bennett, you have some additional traffic matters which I neglected to inform you about that you failed to appear in court. It's a ticket, excuse me, SP 140555901, no insurance misdemeanor, and ticket SP 1572161, driver license suspended. These tickets also be May 30th, also in front of Judge Yancey. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. My apologies for not attending to this matter a little early. And do you have any further questions, Mr. Bennett, regarding your bond and or court dates?
No, I have no questions. I was surprised that I got arraigned this morning when they
Mr. Bennett, please,
Mr. Bennett.
please don't say anything, please.
Yeah, please. And I'm beseeching you as well. Please don't say anything. All right. Have a good day, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Your
sir.
All right. All right. I got some visitors in the waiting room, but no DDC. How are we on the interviews?
As we're ready on your last walk-in, Mr. Byers.
Oh. Where's Mr. Byers?
Right.
Your Honor, did someone indicate that Mr. Byers is retained?
Mr. Hess, I got it.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Madam Clerk. We thank counsel for Frederick Fletcher. Is he on the list today?
I do not have a Fletcher for the list this morning.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Ms. Carson, who do you have?
Your Honor, I have Mr. Braden Simpson.
Braden Simpson? Yes, I do have him. Whenever we get started with DDC.
Thank you. Okay.
All right, Mr. Byers. I'm fine. What does your hoodie say? I'm sorry?
Arrow Foster hoodie.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. Arrow Foster.
Aeropostale.
Arrow,
Yeah.
excuse me. Forgive me, Ms. Russian.
Clothing store, Judge.
I'm only human.
Big thing.
All right, state your name for the record, Mr. Byers.
Aaron Francis Byers.
All right, this is case number 240-604-6201. Houston Michigan versus Aaron Francis Byers. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate Stevenson for the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. City of Rushing P 78830 on behalf of Mr. Byers. Mr. Byers has been advised of his constitutional rights, waives formal reading, stands mute, and asks that a not guilty plea be entered on his behalf.
All right, the court will not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Byers. Mr. Vincent, Ms. Rushing, I understand that he is a habitual fourth offense, but this is a non-assaultive case. This occurred over 3 years ago during the pendency of this. Any objection to personal bond from either counsel?
Well, it's kind of funny you mentioned the Aeropostale that the defendant's wearing because those are pretty expensive, kind of out of my price range. But because of the fact, and this is an embezzlement case, go figure. But Miss Russian's on this case, so I'm not going to mess with her. No objection to a person.
I don't know which Aeropostale.
That's a mouthful, Mr. Vincent.
Right.
We had to get it out. Had to get all that.
Judge, I don't know which Aeropostale store he's shopping at, but,
Okay.
Judge, we're asking for the, personal bond as well. As you know, he walked in on this.
Yes.
Where when he appeared for court as a victim of a, shooting that he's still recovering from, so, he walked in.
All right.
He was made aware.
All right, the allegations are that he embezzled $6,400 from AutoZone. That's gonna be his personal bond amount,
Thank you, Judge.
$6,400. I take it you no longer work at the AutoZone?
No, it's been a long time, man.
Okay, no, just yes or no, name, rank, serial number. If not, she's gonna yell at you, and then I'll yell at you.
Okay.
And Judge, he's not, currently waiting, he's waiting for, or not currently working, he's waiting for his SSI to.
Okay. All right, your probable cause will be May 23rd, preliminary examination, May 30th, both in front of Judge Giles. Mr. Byers, you have any questions regarding your bond conditions and or court date?
No, sir. No, ma'am. I mean, no, sir.
You calling her ma'am, I hope?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you said ma'am, but looked at me.
He's talking to me, Judge.
Okay, but I was listening to him.
I apologize.
Have a seat, wait for your paperwork.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. All right. We're waiting on DDC. Oh, Miss Martin left me.
Still here, Your Honor.
You still here?
Yes, sir.
Last time I saw you or heard you was a weekend. A very good weekend. We finished quite expeditiously.
Sure did.
Ah, and you played no small role in that.
Mhm.
My only issue is with one of your colleagues, which I tease a lot, is Mrs. Stevenson. All right. Are we finished with the interviews at the jail, the DDC? No, yes, maybe?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, they haven't logged in yet.
You can sit right here and you kind of see what's going on, and then you want to take a look and read what is going on. Maybe if you might be more comfortable, something like a home invasion, something that's like it's not as complicated. So take a read of them. Okay, and so we have the whole list,
Nobody's here?
and then the females are put over to the side, even though they're incorporated in the list because they will, because they're incarcerated, they'll go over to the female side after all is finished, okay? And so you can take a look at them. So what we do is write the phone numbers down and then give them to the clerks in the courtroom so that the phone number can be put into the file.
Ms. Harris, you're not muted, and I'm only telling you that just in case you say something horrible about me, and so it's not on the
Steve
record.
Vincent,
Okay, so.
he's a terrible, terrible person. Did you hear that, Mr. Vincent?
I didn't hear anything. I don't know what.
He's a terrible, terrible person. Excuse me.
Terrible, just terrible. What about? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I signed the ball. Okay. There you go. You're welcome. Oh, this is what I need to do. Oh, come here then, this way. You have a Spanish interpreter? You all right? Need the phone?
Thank you. I hope so.
Oh.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be right back.
Your Honor, she's probably trying to get something right now. That's my fault. Thank you so much. No, it's not.
All right, is this the real DDC?
Should have a sweat on me, not into the courtroom, but I moved over there so fast.
Hello, DDC. I've been waiting for you.
Morning, I signed in early. You didn't accept.
Sign in to where?
There, about 15 minutes ago. Sat there for 10 minutes. You
You
probably
weren't in
did.
my waiting room. Because I've been looking for you.
All right.
All right, can we start out with Abraham Gahim and followed by Braden Simpson? TCL, who are you?
Apologies, Your Honor.
Oh, you're the interpreter, okay.
Say your full name.
All right, give me one moment, ma'am. What's your name, sir?
Ibrahim Saleh Ahmed Yuhaib.
Is that your client, Mr. Bazzi? I mean,
Your Honor.
okay. Oh, boy, 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 boy.
Camera,
All right,
camera off.
Mr. Ibrahim Goham,
Yeah.
good morning. This is case number 25057630001. Chief of the Michigan versus Ibrahim Goham. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Again, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Bazzi. Steve Benson for the people, P71917.
And good morning, Your Honor. Hassan Bazi, P78448 on behalf of Mr. Goma. Mr. Goma, can you state your name again for the record, please? Yeah. State your name for the record, Mr. Goma. Ibrahim, state your name for the record.
I'm not understand English.
Oh, Judge, you know what? Mr. Goma, you don't understand English at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, can you state your name for the record?
My name,
Yeah.
Ibrahim Saleh Ahmed Yuhaib.
Your Honor.
All right. Yes, Mr. Bazzi. How would you like to proceed?
When Your Honor, for purpose of arraignment, we'll wait for reading stand for the charges.
Okay, the court will not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Goham. A bond recommendation from the people.
Magistrate, defendant has, a couple of things going for him. He has a lot going against him here, though. Lead charge being the AWIM. As you can see, at the time of this incident, he allegedly was an employee at this store. The way that I see it, I have a complaining witness who, for all intent and purposes, was acting disorderly in the store that the defendant was working at. And the defendant takes it upon himself to arm himself behind plexiglass with a shotgun and literally shoot at this individual who's acting disorderly in the store while there's plexiglass in between him and the complaining witness. Fortunately, the bullet from the shotgun didn't penetrate through the plexiglass, but the complaining witness did ended up getting the brunt of the flying plexiglass to his face. And he sustained serious injury and had to go to the hospital. And then this defendant subsequently apparently flees based on the report out of the incident scene after he allegedly shot at this individual. You know, in full candor, I was speaking to Mr. Bazzi about this case prior to the arraignment. I'm not going to get into the particulars. I do see potentially this defendant he does have some type of self-defense, which I'm sure Mr. Bazzi, being a really good lawyer, is going to explore and advance through the adjudication process. But this is a substantial allegation and one of the most serious charges. We're going to be asking for a $50,000 cash surety bond. We're also going to be asking for a tether as well as a curfew. We do feel as though this is conservative in our approach, but with retained counsel being involved in this matter and it being a cash bond, we feel satisfied that the public would be safe.
Okay, Mr. Bazzi?
Thank you, Mr. Vincent. Judge, actually, Mr. Vincent did state that his defense is possibly we're going to be exploring self-defense. As he stated, I'm asking for a $50,000, 10% provision with that, with a tether. If you are inclined to do a tether, Your Honor, I'm asking for a personal or private tether put onto my client, as that, you know, that they're probably backed up and it won't be until late next week. Judge, part of the bond conditions, as you're aware, is not to punish the client, but to ensure the client's appearance. This family retained our firm for this. He's not a flight risk. He's 39 years old, resident of Detroit. He lives with his family and wife and his 5 kids. He's a provider for his family and he supports his parents, and his dad is very ill. He has strong ties to the community, and there is no danger to the community on this case, although I know the charges are severe, but again, we have some defenses that we're going to explore.
Is the bond you're requesting, Mr. Bazzi, is that affordable or unaffordable?
Judge, I'm hoping for $5,000, it is affordable, as I can help the family reach out to a bail bondsman if possible.
Is this his, is he an employee at this establishment?
Yes, Your Honor, just until this incident happened, he was gainfully employed. However, I don't believe he's going to be gainfully employed. Judge, he does have experience in gas stations. There's multiple jobs out there that he can explore, and I'm sure he's going to explore it right away.
And at this particular establishment, how long had he been working?
Judge, I'm not exactly sure. 1.5 years, is that right? 1.5 years, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to give you the bond you requested, Mr. Bazzi, except with one exception. I'm going to give you the $5,000 10% bond that you're seeking. However, also, he's not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. He will be fitted with a GPS tether and placed under house arrest while his case is pending. I will not allow him to get a private tether.
You will not, or you will?
I will not. I will not allow him to do that. For the sake of convenience, in the event he's not able to post bond by Monday, I will schedule a bond redetermination hearing for Monday, May 19th. If his family is able to post bond by then, it's a moot point. If he has not, you can re-argue the bond Monday morning, 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge McConaughey.
I'm sorry.
Let me finish one moment. Probable cause be May 23rd, preliminary examination May 30th in front of Judge Taylor. Go ahead, Mr. Vincent.
I know it may have been Freudian in nature, but you meant the 50,000 10%, correct? Not the 5,000 10%.
No, I said 50,000 10%, and Mr. Bazzi was indicating that the 5,000 mark was what they needed for a bail bondsman.
My mistake. Thank you.
Okay, am I correct about that, Mr. Bazzi?
No, it was 5,000 to bill him out, so 10% provision was 5,000.
Correct, yes.
Judge,
all right.
can I make a request? I know you said that he is going to be on house arrest, however, he needs to be looking for a job, Your Honor. So can you just put a curfew maybe from midnight till 7 in the morning? Or if he gets an employment letter, because, well, I can address that with maybe a week from now, Judge.
You know what, Mr. Bazzi? Mr. Bazzi, I'm going to have him a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So at least during our working hours, he can proceed to get employment.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you very much, Mr. Vincent.
No problem, Mr. Bazzi. But just one thing, just to be crystal clear on this record, are we allowing him to seek employment at another type of establishment like this where this kind of incident just occurred?
Well, Mr. Vincent, I don't feel because he's a man and has to support family obligations or whatever, I am not going to restrict where he gets employment. He has, I'm pretty sure, as Mr. Bazzi, I think, alluded to, he has some family obligations. And he doesn't appear to have any felony criminal record. So I'm not going to prohibit him or restrict him in terms of where he can find work or whatever.
I get that, magistrate, but usually at these stores, convenience stores and otherwise, and I'm somewhat familiar with them, they do have weapons and they use those weapons when needed. So if we're going to keep him away from areas where weapons are available, that's why the people do take pause. But magistrate, if you feel comfortable with it, then I will back down.
And I'll tell you why I feel comfortable there. Like I say, he's not possessing any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. And to your point, Mr. Vincent, back sometime in the 20th century when I was still in high school, I used to work at a liquor store, and you are absolutely correct. There are multiple weapons there. Fortunately, I was a minor at the time, so I wasn't legally able to touch one or have access to one, but they are readily there. The only reason I'm giving the benefit of the doubt, Mr. Vincent, and allowing him to seek employment where he can is because he does not have a criminal history. If he had a criminal history of any kind, your point would have been taken, and I would have prohibited for him working while his case is pending at any gas station. But because he has no criminal history that I'm aware of, you haven't informed me otherwise, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. This does not seem, the reason why no criminal history is important to me, to this court's determination, and to the bond conditions, this does not seem to be a pattern of behavior. It seems to be an aberration or misunderstanding. And to your point, as alluded to, it may be a self-defense. And that, I think that's amplified because of the clear language barrier I see. There may be a misunderstanding here. So all those factors, I'm giving Mr. Bazzi's client the benefit of doubt in this matter with respect to where he seeks employment.
I really appreciate the explanation. Thank you, Mr. Bazzi.
And I'll talk to my client. No guns, no assaultive behavior, and I'll drill it through his head. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay. And I gave you the court dates. Is there anything else either counsel wants to put on the record?
Go ahead. No, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, this is the interpreter speaking. I am a Spanish interpreter. I'm not sure if that's what you had requested or.
It is.
Okay, perfect.
It is.
I don't do Arabic, so I just wanted to make sure that you requested a Spanish interpreter. Thank you so much.
And you know what? I don't do Arabic either. I can barely speak English. But no, we have a young lady later on when we get to the female side that needs a Spanish interpreter, and it's going to be a few minutes before we get to the female side. So thank you for your patience.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, sir. What is your name?
Brandon Simpson.
Okay. Ms. Carson, showtime.
I'm here.
Are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Mr. Simpson, you have some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. Ms. Carson, are you driving?
Yeah, I'm pulling over. I apologize where I was. I kept dropping. I'm pulling to a parking spot now. It was a dead zone.
Okay, no problem.
Right.
Mr. Simpson, you have some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants, give you a personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 90 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you, and the right to an attorney. Can afford attorney one way appointed on behalf. Tickets are U453-56318. Offer to engage the services of another in an act of prostitution. And ticket U600-83721, same charge. Offer to engage the services of another for an act of prostitution. In each of these misdemeanor matters, sir, you're given a personal bond of dollar amount. Pretrial will be May 29th in front of Judge Archer. Now to your main matter. This is case number 240-460-2501. Please said Michigan versus Braden Simpson. Appearances, please.
May I
Thank
please?
you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Vincent. Please
Oh,
go.
no, that's all right. My apologies. Good morning, Magistrate. Good morning, Ms. Carson. Steve Vincent for the people, P71917.
Good morning, Your Honor. Stephanie Carson on behalf of Mr. Simpson, P57096.
All right, wait for my reading, stand mute.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Carson, before we proceed with bond argument, I got some questions that need to clarify with respect to your client. The report indicates that he is married to the complaining witness. Is that accurate?
I cannot answer that. Can I ask my client?
Sure.
Mr. Simpson, are you married to the complaining witness?
Who's the complaining witness? I don't know who that is.
Your Honor, please, I'm sorry. We need to read the information. I'm sorry.
The complaining witness is Angelique King, and I will read the information to him. It is alleged, Mr. Simpson, that on or about November 18th of 2024, you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Angelique Naira King, his spouse, contrary to MCL 750.81 subparen 2. That's a 93-day misdemeanor and or a $500 fine. A consecutive sentence may be imposed on the MCL 750.506A if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Does that clarify, Mr. Simpson?
Yes.
Is that your spouse?
Yes.
Okay. Without going into further detail, two follow-up questions. How long have you two been married?
7 years.
And do you all reside in the same address?
No, we don't.
How long have you not lived in the same address?
August.
Or what year?
24.
Okay. All right, bond argument, Mr. Vincent.
Magistrate, quite honestly, I'm only doing this because Ms. Carson is involved in this. Short of that, I would probably be asking for a cash bond. I would be asking for monitorization as well, because there are so many police reports that were made against this defendant regarding alleged assaults that occurred with this complaining witness. And we can see allegations here where this defendant just didn't stop, to the point where he was allegedly kicking this individual in the head, to the point where she needed hospitalization. It appears as though it's a toxic relationship. Fortunately for the defendant, he's retained Ms. Carson. Short of that, though, we do find that there's a level of danger with this defendant. At the very least, we're asking for a no contact. The incident occurred in November of last year. He's never been arraigned. I only have that one prior, the felony attempt CCW. But with all of that being said, Magistrate, even 6 months later, it appears as though this defendant could cause harm to this individual. So we would be asking for a strict no contact whatsoever with the complaining witness. If we can get that, and based on Ms. Carson's representation here, we're not going to be objecting to a person.
Just follow-up question, Mr. Vincent. How many reports did there are alleged here, you said?
Prior to this incident, I counted at least 5. But in full candor, there were police reports made against the complaining witness as well. So this is a toxic relationship. There's more that this defendant faces, but with all of that being said, I'll just digress and stand mute.
All right, thank you for your candor, Mr. Vincent. That does factor into this court's consideration of bond. Ms. Carson?
Thank you, Your Honor, and I do agree with what Mr. Vincent said. There should be an absolute no contact, which my client will abide by. My client works. He was actually arrested while he was at work. He has retained counsel. He knows that he can have no contact, or he has to follow all the orders of the court. He has a lot to lose if he doesn't. So I'm asking the court to follow Mr. Vincent's recommendation.
Okay, I am going to give him a personal bond, Ms. Carson. He's also not to possess any handguns, firearms, or dangerous weapons. Definitely no contact. And given the toxic nature of this relationship, and I thank you for Mr. Vincent's candor that there have been complaints on both sides. In order to assure, at least from Mr. Vincent's protect him, in addition to the complaining witness, I'm inclined to give him a GPS tether, Ms. Carson. No curfew, just to make sure he stays away from the complaining witness and the complaining witness's address. Any response, Ms. Carson?
I really, in all honesty, believe he's already at that point where he stays away from her. They haven't had any contact since this incident. But I understand the court's concerns, but I'd ask the court, I think pretrial services can monitor him, make sure he doesn't have any contact.
I'm not, well, you have more faith in them than I would. And the only reason I give a moment of pause is because of the toxic nature of this relationship. And to be fair to both parties, I don't know what can trigger either of them, either your client or the complaining witness, since it seems to be going back and forth. And just to make sure for the safety of both parties and protect not only your client, Ms. Carson, from any further allegations, I'm going to lean I'm going to lean toward giving him a GPS tether. There'll be no restrictions on that, but I don't want to see this situation, this toxic situation, by all accounts, escalate. I am going to give him a $10,000 personal bond. As I indicated earlier, he's not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. No contact with Angelique King. He cannot go to the Stockton address where she lives. He'll be fitted with a GPS tether. No restrictions other than no contact with that address nor the complaining witness.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Probably pretrial will be May 29th in front of Judge Austin Garrett, and it will be in person. Is there anything else, Ms. Carson, you want to put on the record?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you for your patience.
All right, have a good day.
Okay, all right. All right, DDC, straight down the list.
So this should mean that.
Stephen Husker.
What's your name?
Stephen Husker.
Stephen Husker. All right, this is case number 250-576-2701. Peace and Michigan versus Stephen Husker. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Good late morning, Steve Benson for the people.
Good morning. For the record, Christina Harris on behalf of Stephen Husker, who stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint, and Mr. Husker has been advised of his statutory and constitutional rights.
All right, the court will not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Husker. Bond recommendation from the people.
Magistrate, not going to be objecting to a personal, but we're going to be asking for tether house arrest. Mr. Huska was just arraigned in this courtroom on Tuesday on a capious drug case. He went up for redetermination this morning. I don't know the disposition of that. But in addition to the case he was just arraigned on here, he has a September 6th of 23 OWI, a warrant. He had actually pled to his second impaired, and then he failed to appear in a review. So clearly, there's a pattern here at this point, failing to appear in out-of-county jurisdictions, in our jurisdiction. So respectfully, magistrate, we're asking for that tether as well as a house arrest or a curfew.
Did the chief magistrate appear on Tuesday, order a tether?
I don't think he had authority because it was a felony capious, so it just went up to redetermination today. Yeah.
And what was the charge in that case?
I think it was an under 25
possession.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay. So it must have capious at exam or PCC.
Yeah, I think one of those. It was a 23 case. So I just kind of I just wanted to show you that it's just happening in other courts as well.
Okay. So he has a tendency not to appear.
It seems like.
I would say that in response, no, because Mr. Huska. Okay.
Hold on, Ms. Harris. Hold on. I had a question pending toward Mr. Vincent. Is that what you're alluding to, Mr. Vincent, that he has a tendency not to appear?
I'm just telling you what I know. So I mean, you can deduce from it whatever you want. But yes, I mean, it appears so. He's got a warrant right now of 5,010% on that review, and now we had him earlier this week. And quite honestly, he wouldn't have even been arrested for the capious, but for him in this new case. That's the only reason why he ended up getting arraigned on the bench warrant. So.
Okay, I got you. All right, Ms. Harris, your response. The floor is yours.
Your Honor, when you said he has a tendency not to appear, I thought that was directed toward me and my client and not the prosecutor. So that's why I spoke. Okay. So no Mr. Huska was in drug rehabilitation at the time that he capious from that preliminary exam before Judge Giles. So that wasn't a situation of where he was eluding coming from court. He was trying to get some assistance for himself, Your Honor. So I'd like to make that abundantly clear. Mr. Huska understands the importance of returning for all court hearing dates. The history he has of not appearing for a court date is because he was in rehabilitation. He is not a flight risk. He understands the importance of returning for all court hearing dates. He is taking this matter serious, and we're asking for a personal bond. The capious was from Judge Giles, and I reiterate, because he was in drug rehabilitation.
I just got one question for you, Ms. Harris. I applaud and I'm pleased that he I assume he checked himself into rehabilitation. Is that correct?
He's nodding yes.
Okay. And also, so he's taking some level of responsibility, which I applaud him for that. Did he take the next step in letting the court know that he was in rehabilitation, or he just assumed he neglected his responsibility to the court and informing the court that he was in rehabilitation? Or do you have an answer to that?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. And one final question, Ms. Harris. Is he out of rehabilitation now?
He is in the Detroit Detention Center, Your Honor.
Okay. $10,000 personal bond, Mr. Huska. I'm going to fit you with a GPS tether, no restrictions. Probable cause, May 23rd, preliminary examination, May 30th, both in front of Judge Taylor. Mr. Huska, do you have any questions regarding the bond conditions and/or court dates?
No.
All right, step aside, please. Circle the black line, place the camera to the floor. What's your name, sir?
Roderick Miles.
What's your name?
Roderick Miles. Roderick Miles.
Roderick Miles. I thought I heard Frederick Miles.
Oh.
All right, this is case number 250-576-2801. People said Michigan versus Roderick Miles. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Good afternoon, Steve Vincent for the people.
Good morning. For the record, Christina Harris on behalf of Broderick Miles. Mr. Miles stands mute, waives a formal reading of the complaint, and he has been explained and he understands his statutory and constitutional rights.
All right, the court will enter a guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Miles. Ms. Harris, I want to start off with you on this matter. When I read the report on this matter this morning, and the facts are very, very troubling to the court. And given that this is, for all intents and purposes, a domestic relationship, given his past criminal history, the assaultive nature of this, and particularly the allegation of home invasion, I'm inclined to believe that Mr. Broderick Miles is a danger to the complaining witness. And I'm inclined to give him a cash bond with a GPS tether house arrest, unless you can persuade me otherwise, Ms. Harris.
Well, Your Honor, Mr. Miles understands the severity of the charges that are against him. He has given us and gives the court his assurance that he won't have any contact with Ms. Deborah Whitfield while this matter is pending. He also did successfully complete his parole and moved out of the location where the complaining witness lives. He also will not return to the location of the address on Robson Street. He has no history of not returning for court hearing dates. He will return for all future court hearing dates. And for that reason, we're asking for a low cash bond, or in the alternative, of course, a personal bond. Thank you, Your Honor. And if the court is inclined to give a personal bond, we would even ask for a GPS tether and a personal bond in lieu of a cash bond. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, just a couple follow-up questions, Ms. Harris. You indicated he completed parole. When did he do that?
January 2025. That is contained in the investigator's report on the second page. Yes, second page, like 3/4 down, the paragraph right before the word interrogation, the title interrogation, that paragraph right above.
Yeah, I see it.
I'll clear
Well,
it up.
that's what was confusing. Hold on, that was confusing. That says he was released on parole, not completed parole. And that's why I would say it was asked when he completed parole. And maybe it's a semantical thing, but
yes.
But you said he completed parole. And
that was my understanding.
Yeah.
That was my understanding. So correct me. And then Mr. Vincent says he has some insight, and I'm not trying to mislead the court. That was my understanding.
Well, I know you're not. I know you're not. That's why I asked for clarification. Also, is he employed at this time?
Mr. Broderick Miles works in construction.
Okay. Which is very, very, can be seasonal. All right. All right, Mr. Vincent, you have the floor now.
Ms. Harris, I know you're not trying to mislead the court. This defendant was paroled July 7th of 2025 for felony unarmed robbery out of Macomb, for felony prison possession weapons, for a 2011 assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder, and then 2 subsequent felony assault prisoner employees in 2019 in Ionia. He is going to be on parole until 2043. So he will not successfully complete that for another 18 years, and probably longer, seeing as though he faces this charge. Now, magistrate, quite honestly, I don't think a cash bond is appropriate here either. The people are going to be asking for a remand. That's under 6.106. B1, lowercase a, lowercase I, uppercase B. This defendant has been convicted of multiple violent felonies within the last 15 years, 3, quite honestly. The GBH in 2011 and the 2 felony assaults of a prison employee in 2019. And now he's facing this home invasion, first-degree charge with these allegations that are just egregious. We have a completely naked ex-boyfriend breaking into his ex-girlfriend's house, demanding sex from her, and then choking her the entire time the incident's taking place. She fortunately tricked the defendant, got into a bathroom, called an individual who ended up calling the police. But he's just a danger all the way around. And that's not subjective. That's objective based on his history of assaultive convictions. And now with these allegations, we think remand's appropriate.
Okay, court haven't heard argument as to bond. I do find, first of all, I do find that Mr. Miles is a danger to the complaining witness. If these allegations are true, shortly after being released on parole within a matter of months, he has these assaultive allegations of home invasion. And so I do find for that reason that he is a danger to the complaining witness. Given his prior assaultive convictions, and even amplifies the situation, that's why I find he's a danger to the complaining witness. The remand you're requesting, Mr. Vincent, is under MCR 6.106 under the basically violent felony provisions, prior violent felonies, et cetera, et cetera. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. The court will remand Mr. Miles into custody of Wayne County Jail while his case is pending. Probable cause will be May 27th in front of Judge Jacquet. Preliminary examination June 2nd in front of Judge Jacquet. Again, as I said, no contact with the complaining witness. He's not to possess any handguns, firearms, or other dangerous weapons. Like I said, I do find that he is a danger to the complaining witness. Is there anything else either counsel wants to put on the record?
No, thank you. Nothing.
Nothing further.
All right. Step aside, Mr. Miles. What's your name, sir?
Carlton Williams.
What's your name?
Carlton Williams.
Carlton Williams. This case number 2504501-801, Peace and Michigan versus Carlton Williams. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Steve Benson for the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Evelyn Galvan, P87992, on behalf of Mr. Williams.
Good morning, counsel. I don't think you've appeared before me before. Good morning.
Good morning. And my client waives formal reading, has been advised of his constitutional rights and stands mute.
All right, the court will not get the plea on behalf of Mr. Williams. By recommendation from the people.
Magistrate, as you can see it, we have an incident date in May of last year, a warrant that was entered in April of this year. He does have a substantial history But seeing as though the prosecutor's office took about a year to file this thing, I don't know how I can be persuasive with you to ask for a cash bond charged as an OWI. We would be asking at the very least a condition of no alcohol through the pendency of the case. If we can get that, we're not going to be objecting to a personal.
All right, let's say objection from defense counsel. $10,000 personal bond. The case is pending. No alcohol, no drinking unless you have a valid license. Pre-trial will be May 29th in front of Judge Jones. Is there objection?
No objection, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, step aside, sir. What's your name, sir? What is your name, sir?
Chavez. For the interpreter.
I'm sorry, what now?
He's the gentleman that needs the interpreter.
What kind of interpreter?
Spanish. His last name is Chavez, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. This is the one.
Orvin Chavez.
Okay. Counsel, you need a breakout room with your client?
We already spoke, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Madam Interpreter, state your name for the record, please.
Vivian Montero, Court Interpreter 18369.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that you translate from Spanish to English, English to Spanish to the best of your ability?
I do.
Okay, thank you. All right, sir, state your name for the record.
Señor, diga su nombre para que conste en actas.
All right. This is case number 250-453-0801. Peace to the Michigan versus Orvin Chavez Villatoro.
Ese es el caso 25-04-53-0801. El Ministerio Público versus Orvin Chávez Villatoro.
Appearances, please.
Todos digan su nombre para que conste en actas.
Steve Benson for the people.
Licenciado Steve Vincent por el Ministerio Público.
Evelyn Galvan on behalf of Mr. Chavez, who enters a non-guilty plea.
Licenciada Evelyn Galván, en representación del señor Chávez, y voy a presentar una contestación de no culpable.
My client waives formal reading, has been advised of his constitutional rights and stands mute.
Mi cliente renuncia a la lectura formal de cargos, ha sido informado de sus derechos y guarda silencio.
The court will enter a not guilty plea on behalf of your client.
El tribunal va a aceptar una contestación de no culpable por parte de su cliente.
Bond recommendation from the people.
Recomendación sobre la fianza del Ministerio Público.
No objection to a personal bond, but asking for monitorization.
No nos oponemos a liberarlo bajo palabra, pero estamos pidiendo monitorización.
Just pointing the court's attention to the allegations regarding what the defendant did.
Quisiera señalarle al tribunal a las alegaciones sobre qué es lo que hizo el acusado.
Locking himself in a bedroom at the complainant's house with himself, the complaining witness, as well as the children.
Supuestamente él se encerró en una habitación en la casa del testigo denunciante, al testigo denunciante y los niños, y él.
Police having to bust down that door of the bedroom.
La policía tuvieron que tumbar la puerta de la recámara.
And then having to carry the defendant out by his arms and legs.
Y luego tuvieron que sacar el acusado de la habitación, agarrándolo por los brazos y las piernas.
Fortunately, the situation didn't escalate any further.
Afortunadamente, la situación, no se puso peor.
We respectfully ask for that tether.
Respetuosamente estamos solicitando un grillete o tobillera.
Thank you. Response?
Gracias. Respuesta.
And please just address the issue of tether.
Por favor, solo aborda el tema del grillete o tobillera.
I think they gave up.
They never give up. Just like you.
Never.
Dice que creo que se rindieron.
I'm
No se
sorry.
rindieron.
Button would not work, so we apologize.
Oh. Go
Good
ahead.
afternoon again, Your Honor. Evelyn Galvan, on behalf of Mr. Chavez. To address tether, Your Honor, we respectfully ask personal bond without tether. Mr. Chavez doesn't have any criminal history, doesn't have any pending allegations. As you know, he is innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable reasonable doubt, and these are only allegations at this stage, Your Honor. There's two sides to every story. It's also
Actually, 3.
very true. It's also important to note that there are custody issues currently with the complaining witness. They have daughters, joint daughters, and there are other domestic and custody issues going on apart from this allegation. So we would respectfully ask no tether with the personal bond.
What's the status of the custody issue?
May the interpreter interpret?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I forgot.
Okay,
My apologies.
nuevamente Evelyn Galván, licenciada Evelyn Galván, en representación del acusado. Su señoría, estamos pidiendo que lo liberan bajo palabra, pero sin grillete o tobillera. El acusado no tiene antecedentes penales y hay otros, no tiene alegaciones pendientes. Siempre hay dos lados o dos versiones de la historia. Dice el juez, siempre hay tres. Su señoría, también hay otros asuntos referentes a la guarda, la custodia, porque tienen dos hijas en común, el acusado y la testigo denunciante.
Then our question was, what's the status of those custody issues?
Your Honor,
Y la
from my
pregunta es, ¿cuál es el estatus de los asuntos de guarda y custodia?
Your Honor, from my understanding, there's current joint custody, but may I confirm with my client?
Sure.
Su señoría, estoy bajo la impresión que tienen la guarda y la custodia en conjunto, pero me permite dirigirme a mi cliente, ¿cómo no?
Mr. Chavez, can you confirm if you have custody of your daughters along with your wife currently?
I'm sorry, if you have joint custody with your wife currently, is that correct?
Yes.
Señor Chávez, ¿usted puede confirmar que tiene la guarda y la custodia en común, o sea, en conjunto, usted y su esposa actualmente?
Sí, es que nunca nos han dicho de que puede estar con uno o con otro, nada más que ella, que se ha quedado con ellos, con las niñas casi siempre.
No one has told us that they stay with one or the other person. She has just had the kids stay with her.
So is there a court order in place now?
Entonces, ¿hay una orden judicial vigente?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Court haven't heard argument as the bond, sir. I'm gonna give you a $10,000 personal bond. While the case is pending, sir, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Este tribunal va a conceder una fianza por el monto de $10,000 bajo palabra. Mientras el caso sigue pendiente.
No contact with Fanny Cruz.
No puede tener contacto ni comunicación con Fanny Cruz.
No contact with the Navy Street address.
No puede tener contacto con la dirección sobre la Navy Street.
And while this case is pending,
Y mientras el caso sigue pendiente,
given the allegations that he locked not only himself, Ms. Cruz, and the children inside the bedroom,
dado las alegaciones que usted se encerró con llave, usted, la testigo denunciante y las niñas en la habitación o la recámara,
no contact with the children. I will not fit you with a GPS tether.
no le voy a colocar un grillete ni tobillera.
I don't see a need for that at this point.
No veo la necesidad en este momento.
Pretrial will be May 29th.
La preconsulta ante el juicio será el 29 de mayo.
In person.
Presencial.
In front of Judge Austin Garrett.
Frente al juez Austin Garrett.
All right. Do you have any questions, sir?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta? Couldn't hear the response. Dijo que no.
No, pues todo el tiempo creí que
Mr. Chavez, I would advise you to not speak and we can call with any questions.
Señor Chávez, la licenciada le aconseja que no diga nada en este momento.
Any questions regarding the bond and/or court date?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta sobre lo de la fianza o las fechas de comparecencia? ¿Sí o no? Señor.
All right. Step aside, please. There's no response for the record.
Anything else for the interpreter, Your Honor? Do you want me to hang on? Is there another?
I think we got them all covered, unless I stand corrected.
Good.
Thank you, Ms. Montero.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Okay. All right. What's your name, sir?
Wesley Stewart.
Mr. Stewart, you got 3 cases plus tickets.
Yeah.
Mr. Stewart. Mr. Stewart, you have some misdemeanor tickets which you failed to appear in court for.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't need you to explain anything just yet. I just want you to listen. Okay. Yes, a misdemeanor court matters what you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants. You approach the bond and each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 90 days in jail and/or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you. And right to an attorney. You can't afford an attorney. One will be appointed on your behalf. The tickets are U 655-53323. Consuming alcohol in public, and ticket U 517-42719, also consuming alcohol in public. In both of these misdemeanor matters, sir, you're going to post a bond or dollar amount. Pretrial for these matters will be May 29th in front of Judge Archer. All right, now to your main matters. You have case number 210-560-8302, Pugh City, Michigan versus Wesley Stewart. Case number 200-455-44701, Houston, Michigan versus Wesley Stewart. And case number 220-451-2901, Houston, Michigan versus Wesley Stewart. I note for the record that all three are capious bonds. The latter two cases just called, February 2025, $100 10% capious bond set by Judge Bryant. The prior one also a $1,000 10% capious bond set by Judge Bryant also in February 2025. And then for the felony matter, he has a $30,000 capious bond set by Judge Giles January 31st of this year. We contacted Judge Giles. He wants that bond to continue. It'll be $30,000 cash surety bond. Bond redetermination will be Monday, May 19th, 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge McConicle. Probable cause for the felony matter will be May 23rd and preliminary examination May 30th, both in front of Judge Giles. And for that case, no drugs are, you're not allowed to possess nor use any drugs. With respect to the other two misdemeanor matters in front of Judge Bryant that I have authority to modify the bond, argument from the people.
Magistrate, it appears as though you have skin in the game on both of these capiouses. His most recent arraignment on a warrant came December 20th of 24. I think with your intuition, you did the appropriate thing. You gave him a tether, but you gave him a personal bond, and then the MFD, they did what they were supposed to do. They motioned the court to have the tether removed at the next hearing. And then the defendant, I guess there's no other way to say this, he showed his thanks to everybody. He just failed to appear then after the tether was taken off in February 10th of this year. That's on case 5547. We're asking you to continue the 1,010%. I have multiple failures to appear there. On the case ending in 5129, as you can see, January 9th of this year, the complaining witness was present. And then at the next hearing, the defendant fails to appear. You had actually given him a tether as well as a personal bond on that same previous date, December 20th of 24. And at the next hearing, the MFD motioned the court to have the tether removed. Tether was removed, and then he failed to appear at that following hearing. So we're asking you to continue everything.
All right, response?
Response. Mr. Stewart understands the importance of returning for all court hearing days. He states that he does not necessarily know why he did not appear, but we're asking for a personal bond. He gives his assurance that from this point forward, he will appear for all court hearing days. And for that reason, we're asking for a personal bond on the misdemeanor.
All right. I don't have the same assurance as you do, Ms. Harris. I don't doubt his sincerity, but I go by people's behavior. I am going to continue to keep his bond set by Judge Bryant in both of these matters, $1,000 10%. He will have the bond redetermination Monday, May 19th for both of these matters, in addition to the original one set by Judge Giles. The pretrial for both of these matters will be May 29th in front of Judge Bryant. He's not to have any contact with MGM Casino nor Meyer. And is there anything else either counsel wants to put on the record?
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Stewart, do you have any questions regarding your bond conditions and/or court date, sir?
Sir, yes, sir. Bond condition on question one. When I was,
You have a question, sir. What is your question?
my question is,
You do.
can you be arraigned?
Can I be what?
Could a person be arraigned on the same case twice?
Yes,
Okay. That's it.
potentially.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, step aside, please.
I thought he was going a different way on that. I didn't expect that one.
I just follow the flow.
Yeah.
What's your name, sir? I'm sorry?
Harville.
Stephen Harvell? All right, this is case number 230-553-8001. Houston, Michigan versus Stephen Harvell. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Steve Benson for the people.
Christina Harris on behalf of Stephen Harvell, who stands mute because the former criminal complaint. Mr. Harvell has been advised of and understands his statutory and constitutional rights.
All right, the court are now good to plead on behalf of Mr. Harvell. By recommendation from the people.
Magistrate, we're asking for a 5,000 cash surety. We're asking for an alcohol tether as well. I think you can see this. The defendant's already had an OWI third conviction, a conviction OWI third. So here we have an OWI third again because a fourth doesn't exist. A high BAC as well as the DWLS. He blew consecutive 0.31s. And with a revoked license. We find him to be a danger. That lien was entered in early 2023. So with all of that being said, we think a cash bond is appropriate with the alcohol tether.
Ms. Harris?
Your Honor, this incident date is April of 2022. The warrant was issued in 2023. He has not had any driving violations since that time. He understands the importance for coming for all court hearing dates. He has no history missing court. And for that reason, we're going to ask for a personal bond in this matter.
Okay, haven't heard the argument. I will grant him a $10,000 personal bond with the following conditions. No drinking, sir. You'll be fitted with an alcohol tether, given these multiple convictions. That leads the court to believe that you may have a substance abuse issue here. So you'll be fitted with a GPS tether, no drinking, and no driving at all, regardless of the status of your driver's license. Probable cause, May 23rd, preliminary examination, May 30th, both in front of Judge Jefferson. Please step aside.
George Washington.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Morning, Honor, sir.
All right, Mr. Washington, you have some traffic matters which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants, your personal bond, and each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of 90 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you. You have the right to an attorney. You can afford an attorney. One will be appointed on your behalf. Ticket is U6969424. Loitering. Pretrial for that court date will be June 3rd in front of Judge King. Now to your main matter. This is case number 250-453-0901. Houston, Michigan versus George Washington. Appearances, please.
Steve Benson for the people.
Christina Harris on behalf of George Leon Washington, who stands mute. This is on the reading of the complaint. Mr. Washington has been advised of and understands the statutory and constitutional rights.
All right, the court will now guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Washington. Bond recommendation, Mr. Vincent.
Personal, no contact.
Okay.
No objection to the recommendation made by Mr. Vincent.
$2,000 personal bond, Mr. Washington. No contact with CVS.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Pretrial will be May 29th in front of Judge Jones. Please step aside, Mr. President.
Thank you, and you have a blessed day, sir.
All right. All right, what's your name, sir?
Kevin Ingram from Bart. Sir,
I heard 3 words. I couldn't make any sense of them.
Kevin Ingram.
Okay, Kevin Ingram. Good morning, good afternoon, Mr. Ingram. You have some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants, your personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a massive penalty of up to 90 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you. You have a right to an attorney. You can afford an attorney, one will be appointed on behalf. The ticket is, excuse me, P1420007, refusing to leave a commercial establishment at request by owner. Pre-trial for that would be May 30th in front of Judge Wagner. Now to your three main matters. I'll start out with the two capious misdemeanors. Excuse me. This is case number 230-588-5101. Houston, Michigan versus Kevin Ingram. He failed to appear pre-trial in this matter. In February 24th, Judge Bryan set a $1,000 10% capious bond. This is case number 220-452-0201. He was visited Michigan versus Kevin Ingram. Judge Bryant set a $1,000 10% capious bond in January of 2024 in this matter for his failure to appear a month earlier than the prior case. Now, this case we have before here is case number 240-6099601, Houston, Michigan versus Kevin Ingram. And in this one, he has not been arraigned on. Appearances, please.
On all three, Steve Vincent, P71917.
Christina Harris, on behalf of Kevin Ingram, stands mute, waives the formal reading of the complaint, and Mr. Ingram has been advised of his statutory and constitutional rights.
Okay. Ms. Harris, I want you to start out with the assault with intent to murder case. I understand the date of offense is in 2022, but why should I not give him a cash bond in this matter for given the seriousness of the offense? He's charged with a habitual fourth offense notice with a mandatory 25-year minimum sentence in this matter, notwithstanding that the alleged offense occurred in August of 2022.
Yes, Your Honor, this is according to my client of a self-defense. And it's a situation where he was defending himself while engaged in an altercation with the complaining witness. And that's the reason why we believe that this is a situation where Mr. Ingram can receive a personal bond. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Harris, with respect to the capiouses now, why should I not continue the capious bond set by Judge Bryant in those prior two matters?
Mr. Ingram has given his assurance that he will appear for all future court hearing dates, and he understands the severity and how serious appearing in court is, and he states that he will appear for all future court hearings.
All right, thank you. Mr. Vincent, response?
In the same chronology, Magistrate, you want me to address the A-1?
Yes, please.
We're going to rely on that witness statement that was given to the police that saw this defendant be the aggressor, lunge at the individual, stab him in the stomach, and then penetrate his lip, where that individual ended up sustaining multiple injuries. So it isn't a he said, she said, or he said, sorry. At this point, we do have a witness. We're asking for a $75,000 cash surety. Magistrate, I know you appreciate that date. You've said it a couple of times. Allegedly, it took place in November of 22, but based on the allegations, the charge, as well as the priors, I have multiple felonies, including that prior home invasion, 3rd and 17. We do think cash bond is appropriate. We find the defendant a danger. In terms of the capiouses, the 1,010% on case 8851, Magistrate, he ended up getting the benefit of the doubt after he was given a cash bond. In that case, it was lowered by Judge McConico to 2,000 cash surety. And then it was lowered again by the judge to 10,000 personal. I have two failures to appear there, January 22nd of 24 and 2/26 of 24. We're going to ask you to continue that. In the case ending in 5202, I have 4 failures to appear, the most recent being January 19th of 2024. But I think the most important thing there is a complaining witness was in the courtroom that wanted to see this case proceed. And but for this defendant not showing up, that wasn't able to be addressed. So respectfully, we're asking you to continue the 2 capiases and issue a $75,000 on the AWIM GBHFA case.
Okay. Court having heard argument as to bond with respect to the felony matter. Notwithstanding the age of the case, this is a very serious allegation. And given his criminal history, I do find that he is a danger to the community. And like I said, it's not unnoticed that given the age of this case, but these are very, very serious allegations, regardless of what time frame they occurred. And given that he's a habitual 4th offense notice with a mandatory 25-year, I do find him a danger to the community. In addition, the 2 misdemeanor cases, there's multiple failure to appear. In those cases, I do find that he's potentially a flight risk or has a problem showing up to court. I will continue the capious bond set by Judge Bryant in both of those cases. In all 3 of these matters, he will have a bond redetermination on Monday, May 19th. The pretrial for the misdemeanor matters will be May 29th in front of Judge Jones. With respect to the felony matter, probable cause will be May 23rd, preliminary examination May 30th, both in front of Judge Giles. Again, bond redetermination for all 3 matters will be May 19th, 9 a.m. in front of Chief Judge McConicle. Is there anything else either council wants to put on the record?
The third bond, 2 cases bonds continue. The third bond, I don't recall what you said.
I'm sorry?
I don't recall what you said on the felony matter.
Oh, $75,000 cash surety bond.
Thank you.
GPS tether, house arrest. You know what, Ms. Harris? I don't recall me saying it either. So we're in agreement. And bond redetermination Monday, May 19th.
Thank you.
Okay. Step aside, Mr. Ingram.
What did I say?
All right.
Maybe.
Oh. Hello, we finished with the mails? Are we
Jaquan Short.
No, I don't know. That's why I was asking.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought.
Yeah, because the females have logged in. What's your name, ma'am?
Jaquan Shorter.
Oh, okay. Got an answer to our question.
Yes.
All right, Miss Shorter, you have nothing. This has nothing to do with you. Miss Shorter, you have some traffic matters in which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants, give you a personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a massive penalty, both the 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you, and a right to an attorney. Can afford an attorney one we appoint on behalf. The ticket is P1489804, allowing a licensed driver to drive, and ticket P1530503, drive while unlicensed and fail to display a valid operator's license. You get a personal bond, no dollar amount. Pretrial will be May 29th in front of Judge Archer. Now to your main matter. Case number 250-560-8901. You said missing Mr. Jaquan Shorter. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Steve Vincent, for the people.
Jaquan Shorter.
Just waiting on your attorney, ma'am.
Okay.
You're breaking up on me. Can you come inside the courtroom, please?
Your Honor.
You're breaking up on me, counsel. Can you come inside?
Okay. We will. Yes.
Thank you. Oh, you move fast.
Apologize for the tech issues. Evelyn Galvan, on behalf of Ms. Shorter, who enters a non-guilty plea, waives formal reading, has been advised of her rights and stands here.
All right, the court will not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Shorter. Bond recommendation from the people.
Magistrate, I won't make a flight argument, but I'll be very brief. I do need to make a dangerous argument, asking 10,000, 10%. One, you can see there were active warrants for this defendant regarding assault and battery. So she's been involved in assaultive type behavior. Then we have a defendant who, totally disregards officers, allegedly, starts doing what she did after she found out about testing positive for COVID. Coughing, whatever, in their face. But I think the more substantial allegation is this defendant trying to get away and then biting a police officer. I mean, I guess you could use any one of those to support the idea that this defendant displays a level of danger, but taking all three into account, we do feel as though that the 10% bond is appropriate here.
All right, response.
Your Honor, at this time, we ask for a personal bond. Ms. Shorter is a lifelong resident of Michigan, doesn't have any pending cases. It's important to note as well that she does have several mental health issues for which she is currently on medication, and that could have had an impact on her response when she saw police officers with the alleged flight. So we ask that you consider a personal bond at this time, Your Honor.
$5,000 personal bond, Ms. Shorter. Regardless of the status of your driver's license, no driving. Probable cause, May 22nd, preliminary examination, May 29th, both in front of Judge Jefferson. Please step aside.
I knew I wasn't going to win you over on that one. I knew it.
I give you an A for effort.
I appreciate that.
What's your name, ma'am? Melanie Topaz?
Yes, sir.
All right, it's case number 230-588-2901. Precinct Michigan versus Melanie Topaz. Appearances, please.
Steve Vincent for the people.
Evelyn Galvan, on behalf of Ms. Topash, who waives formal reading, has been advised of her constitutional rights and stands here.
All right, the court will enter and continue not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Topaz. In January of last year, Judge Leah Sabri gave her a $5,000 personal bond, KPS bond. I will continue that bond. $5,000 personal. No drugs, Ms. Topaz. Probable cause will be May 23rd. Preliminary examination, May 30th. Both in front of Judge Taylor. Please step aside.
Okay. They were.
All right. This is case number. I'll strike that. Ms. Ward, you have some traffic matters which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. The court's going to set aside these arrest warrants, give your personal bond, and each of these misdemeanor matters that carries a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you. You have the right to an attorney. And a foreign attorney won't report on your behalf. Ticket is 134152911. Student driver uncompanioned. Pretrial for this will be June 3rd in front of Judge King. Now to your main matter. This is case number 240-582-1201. Peace of Michigan versus DeSano Ward. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Steve Vincent for the people.
Evelyn Galvan, on behalf of Ms. Ward, who waives formal reading, has been advised of her rights and stands here.
All right, the court will enter not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. Ward. Given the nature of this offense, the age of the case, not given a non-assaultive nature that ties to the community. Any objection to personal bond?
No.
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection? All right, $5,000 personal bond, Ms. Ward. Probable cause, May 23rd, preliminary examination, May 30th, both in front of Judge Giles. I think that's it for you all. Can I have, for the record, Carisha Pitts' case went to Judge Giles. I still have to rein her on some tickets. Is she available, DDC?
I can go and get her. She was seen by Judge Robbins, and I did bring her back. So I'll get her. Stand by, please.
Grant, what happened to Jane? What happened to Achilles Jane?
They never logged in. So I have to find out what happened. We have to deal with them either later today or tomorrow. But as far as these matters are concerned, when I'm finished, these are traffic matters. Pitts will be given a personal bond. So I'll see everybody at 2:30.
All right, thanks, magistrate. See you then.
Just to understand a little bit better on Pitts is, she had a KPS before Robbins, and you're giving her a personal bond?
No, that case went up to Robbins.
Okay.
And handled